Hello, everybody. Welcome to the team call. Today is Tuesday, November 17th. And tonight we are going to be talking about something that I feel maybe some coaches don't know about when they start coaching, or maybe you are experiencing this roller coaster yourself and you're like, man, this is hard. Am I the only person that's going through this? No, you guys, I'm so excited to be sharing about the emotional roller coaster that is Beachbody coaching, especially this time of year where it's just really hard. People are really not focused on their health and fitness. And so it feels sometimes like you are constantly fighting an uphill battle. But, I hope after this call, you guys just take away some good things and remember, that all of us are going through this. We're all dealing with the same thing. So it's totally normal. And just hopefully you'll have some good tools that you can take away so that you can start to handle these struggles and things that are happening in your business head on. So with no further ado, I have a sweet little presentation for you guys. So let me share my screen really quick. Okay. And can you guys just give me a thumbs up? Can you see my screen in the presentation? Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, tonight we are going to be talking all about the emotional roller coaster of coaching, you guys. I love this definition here that we found. A roller coaster is a thing that contains or goes through wild and unpredictable changes. That for sure can 100% describe this coaching journey. So, what is this call and who is this call for? How did this come about? I actually found this call from an elite coach, Katie Hefner. She had this call on YouTube, and I just loved it because it really spoke to this side of coaching that's not all rainbows and butterflies and everything awesome, right? And I think that it's important for us to realize, that this business is not always going to be easy. This business is not always going to be great, jolly ride, and so hopefully though you will kind of walk away with some great tools and things that you can use to help you when you are going through those loop-de-loops in your journey as a coach. So if you're a new coach on this call, I hope that this kind of helps you kind of learn what to expect as you begin your journey as a coach. And, if you're a veteran coach or you've been around for a little while and you've gone through these ups and downs already, I hope that you pass this on to your team and can just take away some great things that you can apply to your business so that maybe you can look back and see, okay, wow, those things that happened to me or those hard times, those struggles happened for a reason. They happened to help you move forward in your business. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. I think, there we go. And so a little bit about, the exact topics that we're going to be covering. I kind of put together this, like I said, I put together this call based off of Katie Hefner's call. So I just loved it. I honestly thought that she did it perfectly. So I'm not going to take credit for this. You guys go follow her on YouTube. She's an amazing three-time elite coach. But that's where I got all of this great stuff from. So we're going to talk about how to get the most out of this call, how you can really, implement and use the things that we're going to be talking about. We're going to learn a little bit about the entrepreneur DNA because everybody has it. And why small businesses tend to fail. Some of the reasons that you might think are actually not the reasons why most businesses fail. So we're going to talk about that. You're going to learn about how people are like crabs. Maybe you guys have heard this story before, but we'll see when we get there. And you're going to learn their perspective. So other people's perspective. One of the big topics that I want to cover with you guys tonight is, those naysayers or those people in your life who maybe are negative to you, or negative about Beachbody. So we're going to look at things from those people's perspective so that you can kind of get a better idea of why, why they feel the way they do. And just learn how to, like I said, take some tools away that you can implement in your business to help you and understand and learn why it's all worth it, why it's worth the roller coaster, the ups and the downs. Okay. So I'm excited, you guys. And really, one thing that I really want to start off with is myself and Emma have both been in this business around 2 years. And we can tell you 100% that doesn't matter if you are a brand new coach and you've been on this team for a week, or if you have been a coach for 2 years or 4 years. We are all experiencing the same things. We all have this same unpredictable ups and downs in our business. Okay. So, sometimes I have diamond coaches that completely fall off, or people that sign up and disappear. You've all had those, situations happen, right? Where people sign up and then they like completely fall off the face of the earth. You have, just all these things happening in your business, and you're thinking, okay, really, is this worth it? Why is this all happening? This is so hard. And so hopefully, like I said, you guys, you will learn some tools to help you be more prepared to overcome the struggles that you are going to face in your business. So I hope you guys are taking notes, because really, Chalene Johnson says smart people take notes, right? And remember to be proactive and implement the stuff that we're going to talk about. Okay. I'm going to be straight up. I've seen some of you guys on this call who are always on team calls, and it's freaking amazing. I love it, because team calls are such a great source of information and just going to help you in your business. But you know what? It means absolutely nothing if you're not implementing the stuff that you're learning. Okay. So just remember that as we, go through all this stuff. Take some things away, write down some takeaways that you're going to immediately start to implement in your business and help you move forward. Okay. So going to start this off. 66% of small businesses fail. Can you guys believe that? I mean, I guess it's not that surprising, right? But 66% of all small businesses fail. But why does that happen? Honestly, you guys, we have to think about it from, hundreds of years ago, when people were in like the caveman times. What did people do to get by and survive? People went out and they had to hunt for their food, or gather their food and make their own houses, and people had to work for what they wanted, right? And so, years went by, whatever, and suddenly the industry started to pop up, and, factory jobs started to creep in, and people got used to that clock in, clock out mentality, trading your time for money, what most normal people do these days, right? But there's that 10%, the 10% of people who still have that entrepreneur DNA and still are wanting to, put in the work, put in the blood, sweat, and tears, to build something that is their own, right? And not just live that clock in, clock out mentality. Okay. But the thing is, 66% of those people who are willing to get started or want to get started on this journey of, being a business owner fail. And it's not because of those factors that you may think, like, not having enough money, or their inventory had issues, or, bad location, whatever. The main cause of failure for these companies and these businesses is all internal. Okay. And the internal reasons are that emotional roller coaster that I was just describing to you guys, the ups and the downs, the struggles, the hard times. Okay. And everything that comes with it, which we're going to go over a little bit more. But the emotional roller coaster is the greatest thing that causes people to quit and give up. So like I said, I want you guys to all know that no matter what, no matter where you get in this business, you are always going to be vulnerable to these internal struggles. Now, you can either choose to kind of reframe how you deal with these struggles, or you can choose to quit and give up, right? So hopefully after this call, you guys will just have those tools, like I said, so that you become that entrepreneur that does not give up, okay? And that does not fail at getting their business going. You guys, we really are in such a sweet situation as a Beachbody coach, okay? Think about this. You pay $40 for your sign-up fee, and as long as you have Wi-Fi and a smartphone or a laptop, you can build a freaking business from anywhere. I mean, that's pretty awesome, right? Think about, the companies or the franchises out there that have to start a company from scratch. You guys, that is hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a bit brick and mortar business up off the ground. But we have this amazing opportunity where, with paying our $40 fee to sign up, we can start to build an amazing business. But the thing is, it's not going to be easy. It's not. I mean, it's awesome that we have this opportunity, you guys. But the thing is, you're going to come to this fork in the road. Okay. So I want to come back to the roller coaster analogy here. So you step up to your ticket booth, and you have two options here. You can decide to go the same route, the safe route, which will get you the same results, right? You guys all know it because you're living it right now every single day. For me, that was continuing to go to my corporate job every single day where I made not very much money, and I had to work my butt off every single day to hopefully get a 3% raise after a year or so, and just live paycheck to paycheck. You know what I mean? Not travel very much. That was the life that I was living, the comfortable life, the secure life that I was living before coaching and before I came on this opportunity. So that's one option. Or you can choose to buy a ticket to get on the roller coaster, okay? You can choose to seize the opportunity and unlock your potential, you guys. The thing is, I know that it's scary to get on the roller coaster, right? But the thing is, we're going to go over all of this, but it's worth it. It's 100% worth the roller coaster and the ups and downs. So what is holding you back? For most people, it's those people that are closest to you in your life, right? Your friends, your family. You probably have coworkers that have something to say, right? And it causes all these emotions inside of us, you know, fear of failure, fear of rejection, doubt, you know, can I really do this? Do I have what it takes, you know? And, you know, insecurities come out, you know? So the thing is, I totally understand. I understand what's holding you back. But the thing is, all of you guys are on this call for a reason. All of you guys decided to sign up to be a coach for a reason, right? You would not be here if it wasn't for that little voice inside of you, even if it's a teeny tiny whisper. Every single one of you guys have that voice inside of you telling you that you are meant for more than that complacent life, you know, that 9 to 5 clock in, clock out, you know? So none of you guys would be on this call if you didn't have that voice. So think about that. And know that I completely recognize, and your coach and everybody recognizes that, you know, there are these scary things that are going to come along with being a coach. But the thing is, you have control of your destiny here, and you have control of how you handle your struggles and the ups and downs with this. Okay. So think about that. What ticket do you want to buy for your future? Okay. Is it the right side of the fork with the same actions that you're on, you know, doing right now and the same results? Or is it a life of your dreams where you can control your destiny and what happens, and you can have that freedom that you all, I know every single person on this call wants that freedom, right? So I want to give it to you guys straight. I'm going to kind of give you a few points about, you know, what this call is really going to go over and what you can really expect as we move forward through this. So one of the things that I hope this call does for you guys is help you put on your rhino skin, okay? Because you are going to need a tough skin when it comes to this business, because we are all going to be facing rejection. We're all going to be facing negativity and doubt. And you know what? If you come to terms with it now and you put your rhino skin on now, it's only going to help you move forward faster, okay? I want to help equip you guys for this ride, for this roller coaster, because honestly, it is going to be an up and down roller coaster. It's going to be, you know, hard times, and it's going to be good times. And one of the biggest tools that's going to help you on this ride, you guys, is personal development. And I really hope that that is one of the biggest takeaways that you bring from this. And the last, I really want you guys to just build your confidence, because I think that confidence is your biggest tool in this business. If you are confident and you let that shine through, people can tell, and you're going to start to attract people like crazy to your business. Okay. But just know that when you start out, no matter what, you're going to suck at this. Okay. You're going to fail. You're going to mess things up, and you are going to be afraid of some of the things that you're going to come across. But just know that that is 100% normal. Okay. You just got to check your ego at the door, you guys, like 100%. Going to give you some real talk. You have to check your ego at the door. You're not the only person that is facing all of these things. So it's all about how you learn to handle these struggles and move forward from them. Okay. Failures are learning opportunities. And the more that you learn, the more success that you're going to have in your business. Okay. So I love this. I love this definition of a freak. Okay. A person who is obsessed with or unusually enthusiastic about a specified interest. You guys, I definitely think that that's pretty spot on definition of a coach, right? People are going to look at you when you get started on this journey with coaching, and they're going to think that you're a freak, but you can't be offended by that. In fact, I think that you should take pride in that, because that means you have a lot of passion. And you guys, the thing is, being obsessed and in love with something is something that is against what most people do, right? So I'm going to be talking about the normal, quote unquote, normal, the normal people in this world, okay, which is like the 90%. And those are the people that are conforming to the standard or a common type, usual. That's the definition of normal. And you guys, most people are normal. Most people do not have the courage to be a freak and buy a ticket for this emotional roller coaster, okay? And the reason why is because it just feels different, right? It challenges people's choices. It challenges who they are and what they've done. People don't like it when others step out of line, really. You know what I mean? And the thing is, people are going to try and take you back to their standard of normal, okay? And you have to realize that. Only the 10% are willing to do something different, and everybody else is going to look at you and going to try and pull you back. Be like, that's weird. I don't like what you're doing. It's different. So just know that people are going to call you crazy. They're going to think you're a freak, and it's because you're doing something that's against society's norms. It's not because you're doing something bad. It's because you're doing something different. But the thing is, being different isn't a bad thing, right? Being different is what sets you apart and moves you forward and makes you that 10% that's willing to go above and beyond, okay? So you, as a quote unquote freak, you are going to be creating a future that others can only dream about, okay? Honestly, that is what this opportunity as a coach has to offer you. And people don't really like that, right? I mean, think about that. For somebody to step out of line and do something different and against the norm and be able to get that life that so many dream about, of course, people are going to try and drag you down for that. But you just got to be aware of it and know that it's just something that comes with being a coach, because it's different. It's not the normal thing. So maybe you guys have heard this story about the crabs and how people are like crabs sometimes. So some of you may have heard this, but there is a specific type of crab where if you have any sort of trap, they're very smart. They know how to get out of the trap, okay? But these crabs are actually caught every single day. And how is that? So what the fishermen do is they have a big cage and it has a hole at the top, okay? And they put just a little bit of bait inside of the cage. And so one crab goes in there and he starts to nibble on the bait, right? And then the second crab is like, oh, well, there's some bait and I think that guy's eating it. I want some of that too, right? So the second crab comes in and he starts to nibble on the bait, and then a third, and before you know it, there's only like maybe 4 or 5 crabs in there, but all the bait's gone. And so honestly, you guys, all these crabs, they start to just climb on in. And the thing is, the crabs can climb out, but they don't. And the reason why is because they have that herd mentality, right? So as the crabs continue to come into the cage, none of them leave. And the thing is, if one of the crabs starts to try to climb out of this cage, the others will freak out and try and pull his claws off. This is like a legit, like actually something that happens. So the crab, as much as he tries, if he tries to get out, they're going to tear his claws off. And if he keeps trying to get out of the cage, they will actually kill this crab. Okay. So that's what happens. The crabs all come in, but they can't climb out because the other crabs are going to pull him down. And so they stay in the cage just by the power of the herd. Right. And that's how the fishermen are able to then lift up the cage, have a cage full of crab, and all they had to put in was a little bit of bait. So you think about this with coaching and just people in general. Some people have that crabby behavior, okay? Human crabs will use many different ways to try and pull off your claws and kill your dreams, okay? So there's human crabs who are going to use certain tactics like doubt. They're going to doubt what you're doing. They're going to think that it's weird. They'll ridicule you sometimes for you or mock you or say like, what's that Shakeology stuff? That stuff's silly. Or, oh, there she is posting another freaking silly workout video again. Or they'll make you feel guilty for, putting in extra hours or sacrificing time for your business and, leaving them behind. You guys, I have one of my closest friends actually did that to me. She used to make me feel so guilty because I would say no to happy hours on a Friday night because I wanted to stay in and build my business. So I 100% really feel like I experienced all these things, honestly. Belittlement. People think that, oh, that stupid little beach body thing she does, or try and taunt you or tease you or whatever, you guys. We all have those people in our lives. My dad was one of them. His exact words were, when I told him that I wanted to quit my full-time job and be a Beachbody coach full-time, his exact words were, it's going to be a rough life for you, Alexa, if you do this. He literally said those exact words. So just know that people are going to be like crabs and it sucks. They're going to try and pull you down, but it's because you're doing something different, because you're trying to break away from the norm. Okay. It's like that status quo thing, right? Everybody works for, goes to, college and gets their degree and you get your good job and you work, your 9 to 5 and then you retire, whatever. Whenever anybody breaks away from that mold, people start to get that crab mentality and trying to bring you down. They're going to ride on your insecurities and just make you feel like this isn't what you should be doing. And I hope you guys all see that this is normal. If you're feeling like this, like there's these people in your lives that are making you feel like this, guess what? It's so normal. Every single person on this call or watching this video has those people too. So just realize it. And hopefully this shows you kind of why people are like this. Okay. But I want to start to look at it from their perspective, okay? Because these are some of the closest people to you in your life, right? This was my best friend. This was my dad. Like, those are some of the closest people to me in my life. Why would they want to try and ridicule you or make you feel bad about something that you're so passionate about, okay? So first off, you guys, you're making them look bad, like legitimately straight up. By stepping out of that normal definition of being normal, average, that, comfortable 9 to 5, whatever, little status quo box, it causes everybody else to kind of reflect back on their own lives, right? And the thing is, remember, only 10% of people are willing to step out of that average lifestyle. So all of the 90% are sitting there and realizing that, they didn't have that courage to step away. So that makes them feel bad, right? It makes them kind of look back at where they're at with themselves. And you've got to realize that it's all a reflection on them and it doesn't have to do with you. Okay. Not everybody is able to do this. Not everybody is able to step away and be brave enough to let go of the security and the comfort that, that average lifestyle has, right? And we can't, that's the thing. Like, we just have to know and understand that only 10% of people out there are willing to really do this. So you can't get mad at them for I guess you can be mad at them or understand, like, we don't like it when people make fun of us for the things that we love to do, but hopefully this just helps you understand, where they're coming from. Just know that they're just trying to protect you. Okay. So, maybe they've seen you do other network marketing things before, or maybe they've seen you, do Weight Watchers 4 different times, like me, tried every single different diet and workout thing. So they think that this is just another fad that's going to, last a month and then you're going to fall off, they're just looking out for your best interests, you guys. And just know that you have to practice patience with all these people in your life because it's about them. Okay. It's not about you. And I understand and know that it's going to still hurt. Like, even though we realize these things, it doesn't make it any easier for people to tell you that, they don't like that you're coaching or spending all this time on coaching or whatever. But hopefully with some patience and understanding, you can see where they're coming from. Everybody who's had a dream has had to get out of the crab pot. Okay. They've had to get out of the crab pot and get away from the crabs that are trying to take them down. Okay. So just know that we're all dealing with our own personal, crabby people in our lives. And you really just have to accept it now. You know what I mean? And I feel like the sooner that I realize that there's just these people who are, there's going to be those negative people in our lives, it just helps me in, knowing how to tackle that and overcome those people whenever they do come up in my life and on this journey. Okay. So they've seen every stupid thing you've ever done. Okay. So maybe, like I said, maybe you failed at a different network marketing opportunity. I was an advocate distributor before I became a Beachbody coach. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but I was an advocate distributor for an entire year. So my parents were super duper skeptical of me, and taking all these big leaps of faith with Beachbody because they'd seen me do it before. Or, I didn't go as far with that as I have with Beachbody, but they've seen me do all these things. And it's only because they've seen me try it and give up, and they just don't want me to do that again. Okay. So I want you guys to think about it as like a mountain, and you are climbing up the mountain, and we are all working towards getting to that summit of the mountain. So for everybody has a different summit, whether that is to be able to pay off $40,000 in student loans, or, be able to quit your full-time job, or be able to travel more and bring your kids with you, whatever it is, we're all working towards our why, our big goal that we're hoping to reach with our business. And you are focused on the summit. You are focused on getting to the top and getting to where you want to be. But you got to remember that our friends and our family and those people that are close to us that maybe are those naysayers are watching us from the bottom. And they are watching us move further and further away from the ground. And honestly, the ground is what they see as the success, that comfortable, secure spot where they know that you're going to be able to do good. You know what I mean? Like that place of security, I guess. They don't want to see you fall because it's risky. What we do is something that is different, right? And so just know that like I said, you have to have patience and appreciation for the crabs in your life, because some people will just never want to be a part of this because they're part of that 90%. And if everybody did this, you guys, that's just not how it works, right? That's just, it's not how our society works. 90% of the people would rather spend that time in that comfortable, secure spot. But just know that as long as you come to terms with the fact that you understand where these crabby people are coming from and where their mentality comes from, hopefully that will help you move forward about, how you feel about those people in your life. Okay. I think I see somebody's in the chat box. So everything's. I was just looking in the chat box. Sorry, you guys. I just wanted to make sure somebody wasn't saying that I cut out, because I don't know if you saw, I had some technical difficulties on the last team call. So anyways, moving forward. So how can we start to overcome and, really just be able to tackle these struggles on this emotional roller coaster of coaching? You guys, it all starts with setting up these things that will help to build your confidence. Like I said at the very beginning, confidence is your biggest weapon when it comes to your business. You have to protect your dream from yourself sometimes, okay? So everybody is going to be experiencing these things at some point or another when it comes to their journey as a coach. You are going to backslide in your fitness journey, okay? We all do this, you guys. There's not one person on this call that has not had some sort of backslide in their journey, okay? And we all know that when you're off track with your own health and fitness journey, it's really hard to move your business forward, right? It's hard, you gain that confidence, or you lose that confidence when you're going, the opposite way that you want to be going in your fitness journey. So just know that, self-doubt is going to creep in. You're going to start to think, well, I don't know. Am I like that person? Am I going to be able to be a coach like so-and-so? Or, could I ever really be a leader to an elite team? You're going to start to doubt yourself and your abilities. And there's going to be those things that pop up. You're going to get a return, and you're going to start off the month with -2 Success Club points, right? Like we all come across that. It sucks. It's not very fun. You're going to wake up one morning and see that one of your coaches canceled. People are rejecting you. I'm sure that this is coming across right now. You're getting so many no's because people are just in Thanksgiving mode. They're in holiday mode. They're not in getting healthy for the beach mode. So you're getting a lot of no's, right? And there's distractions because, hello, we all are humans. We're not just on this earth to be Beachbody coaches. We all have things that are going on in our life. Maybe you're having personal things going on, relationship issues, or maybe you're moving or starting school or whatever, right? We all have things that are going on. But I hope that by learning how to fill your buckets, this is what's going to help you overcome every single one of these dips, those down moments in the roller coaster. Okay. So first and foremost, you guys, personal development. I mean, I cannot talk enough about personal development, and that is because it's really hard because personal development is one of those things where the more that you do it, the more you'll understand why it's so important. So if you're not doing it, you probably don't understand why it's that important. I mean, I'm going to tell you that right now. If you're somebody out there who's listening to this and you're not doing personal development, you don't think you need it, I'm telling you right now, you're going to get to a point in your business where you will realize how important it is. And the earlier you embrace that and understand it, the better off you'll be. Okay. The only way that you're going to be able to grow and become a better coach than you are today is by constantly investing in your personal growth. Okay. The more that you are growing and working on yourself, the more capable you're going to be able to be as a coach, you guys. So set up a personal development plan for yourself. Get some books in a line, get a book list, and make yourself read one book every single month or whatever, or whether that's audio or a physical book, I don't care. But you need to come up with a personal development plan, and you need to be investing in your personal growth constantly, you guys. Okay. So just know that if this is something that, I mean, I can tell, I've said this many times, and I know that Emma feels the same way, but we both didn't really take personal development very seriously at the beginning of our businesses because we weren't doing it and we were still seeing success. And so we thought, well, if I'm successful as a coach and I'm not doing personal development, it's not really something that I need to do. But you guys, it is a vital behavior for a reason. They did not put that up there as one of the 3 vital behaviors for no reason. They did it because it legitimately is vital if you want your business to move forward. Okay. You are never going to be able to be better and have a better, bigger business than where you're at now unless you are growing. Okay. So just know that. I wish I could say it a million times, but I don't have time for that. Personal development, it needs to be part of your plan. Okay. Visualize your why. You guys, you have to visualize your future, visualize where you're going. Okay. So when I was first getting started as a coach and I wanted nothing more than to get out of my soul-sucking 9-to-5 corporate job, I wanted to just be a full-time coach so incredibly bad. That was my why. Okay. And I would wake up and I would visualize that every single day. I thought about what my perfect day as a full-time coach looked like. It would be waking up and I literally would imagine myself going out, sitting on my balcony, reading my personal development book with a cup of coffee with my dog sitting on my lap, being able to take her for a walk, going to get my nails done for a work break in the middle of the day. You guys, I literally mapped up my entire day as a full-time coach. And that fueled my fire so incredibly much. It helped me move forward every single day on the days that I, really didn't want to do this, on those down parts of this business. Okay. And it's still something that I do every single day. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I had a rough day today. I had a lot of things going on and it was just not the best day. And you know what I did? I just sat there and I was frustrated for a moment, but then I sat and thought about where I'm going and the reason why I'm doing this. And it helped me kind of snap out of it and get back to work. Okay. So think about that. Whenever you come across those hard times, visualize your why and where you're going. And if you haven't done that before, sit down and think about it tonight. Map out a vision board of where you want to go with your business long-term, because thinking about the big picture is what you got to be doing. Okay. Plug in. Okay. All of you who are on the team call right now live, you guys are awesome. Team calls, getting to events, getting on the national wake up call. You guys plug into all these amazing resources that we have for you because they're here for a reason. Okay. Some coaches just don't plug into this stuff and they're like, well, I'm struggling. Honestly, that is why we have all of these things here for you. Okay. Events. I couldn't talk enough about events. We've done entire team calls about the importance of events. It's because they help you build momentum and help you move forward in your business and learn things and Honestly, events are always amazing catalysts for my business and help me move forward. And listening to the National Wake Up Call. I listen to the National Wake Up Call every single Monday morning, you guys, every Monday morning. And, whether it's a topic that I need or not, I listen to it. I listen every single week. And the reason why is because they ask the same question at the end of the National Wake Up Call to every single person. And they say, can you explain what Beachbody has done for you? Or how has Beachbody changed your life? And every single one of their stories literally is just, it blows my mind. You know what I mean? So I don't know about you guys, but one of the greatest things that helps me move forward in this business is seeing other coaches achieve amazing things, because that shows me the potential that really awaits as long as I continue to move forward and push hard in my business. So that's why that's my favorite part of the National Wake Up Call, is hearing them talk about how Beachbody's changed their life. Some of them have some of the most amazing stories, and it just motivates me every single week to get up and just get to work. Okay. You guys, keep it simple. Honestly, so many coaches overcomplicate this business, and the reason why the 3 vital behaviors are a thing and we talk about them so much is because legitimately, I promise you, to my core, they are all you need to be successful. Okay. I, as a 4-star diamond coach, continue to do the 3 vital behaviors every single day. Yeah, maybe I do them at a higher frequency than most, other people, but whatever. That it's just the 3 vital behaviors, you guys. Keep it simple, okay? Making sure that you are getting your workout and your Shakeology in every single day and talking about it, sharing it. Making sure that you are listening to, reading personal development. I don't need to continue going on about personal development. You guys all know how important I say it is. And inviting, okay? Being consistent with inviting. And by inviting, I mean inviting to be your friend. So expanding your network and inviting to your challenge groups or to the coaching opportunity. You guys, it literally is that simple for a reason. It's the 3 vital behaviors for a reason. Don't overcomplicate this. If you are struggling in your business, get back to the basics, okay? Keep it simple. The 3 vital behaviors, it's all that there is, really. And success partners. I'm going to talk a little bit more about, how to build your success team, but just know that having a success partner really helps so much in, having somebody there to keep you accountable for your business, right? So we have challenge groups to help us be accountable to our health and fitness journey, but our success partner is kind of like our accountability for our business. So having that really, really helps so much. And you guys, beware of analysis paralysis. I love this. So what I mean by that is, don't be afraid to get out there and do, okay? Like I said, there's so many coaches who I see get on team calls every single week, but they don't go out there and implement the stuff that they learn, okay? So I know that it's scary. I know that a lot of this stuff may freak you out, you guys, but you can't just sit and try and learn and get better at all this and maybe listen to all these calls or watch all these YouTube videos or read all these scripts or whatever. If you're not out there doing, you're really not going to be learning, okay? So inaction in this business is worse than going out and trying and sucking, okay? Seriously. So don't be afraid to get out and do. So now I want you guys to start to reframe these things that we're so scared of, okay? Failure. That is like the number one thing that coaches are afraid of, is failing, okay? So instead of thinking of something going wrong, thinking of it as a failure, honestly, I only think that the only way that you fail as a coach is when you quit and when you give up and you submit that coach cancellation form. That's the only way that you're going to fail, okay? Every single time that we've quote unquote fail in this business, you guys, I want you to start to think of it as a learning experience, okay? So for example, the very first time that I was sending off an invite to somebody for a challenge group or, talking about Shakeology, I remember the first time I was sending somebody some information about Shakeology, I went through and listed, it has 70 superfoods and phytonutrients and adaptogens and pre and probiotics and blah, 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 freaking blah, right? And I learned very quickly that talking about all of those things that are in Shakeology is not the best way to talk about Shakeology. I've learned that the best way to talk about it is to share what I love and the benefits that I experience and what it's done for me. But I probably never would have learned all about that, sharing every single little bit and piece of Shakeology, I probably wouldn't have learned that that's not the thing to do if I hadn't gone out and done it and realized that nobody was returning my freaking messages because they were a paragraph long. You know what I'm saying? So everything that happens that we mess up on, or the mistakes we make, or when you fall flat on your face, instead of thinking it as a failure, think of it as a learning experience, okay? And instead of letting fear hold you back, think of it as excitement. Think of it as something that you are excited to go out and do. So that might freak you guys out hearing that, but it's the truth. Whenever something scares me or freaks me out in this business, it's a red light or a red flag to me that it's something that I need to go out and do immediately. So maybe you have never hosted a business opportunity webinar, right? It freaks you out. You're scared. You're like, I'm a brand new coach, or I'm an emerald coach, or whatever. And I would never do that. It's so scary. Well, guess what? I'm challenging all of you guys that are afraid to do a business opportunity webinar to go do one next week. And I am telling you right now, that might freak you out, like I said, but start to think of those things that you're afraid of as things that you should do. Because if you let fear hold you back in this business, you're never going to get anywhere. So if you take those fears and you face them head on and you do those things that you're afraid of, you guys, that is how you're going to seriously move yourself forward. Okay. So now let's break this down with the math. Okay. Because I really think that when it comes down to it, you guys, you got to learn that the more that you fail, the more you're going to succeed. Okay. I'm going to say that again. The more you fail, the more you're going to succeed. So instead of thinking of failure as something that we don't want, as something that we should run away from, no, think of it as something that you should embrace, because the more that you fail, the more you're going to learn, the more you're going to move forward. So let's look at this with inviting. So if you invite twice a day, 2 times, send out two invites a day for a month. Let's pretend like the month is 30 days long. So that's 60 invites in the month, right? And 10% success rate. So that means that, the people that say, yes, I'm ready to do this, 10% success rate. You will get 6 people out of your 60 that say yes and 54 that say no. 54 say no, you guys. Okay, you're going to hear no 54 times. And now you have 2 options. You can dwell on the no's and say, 54 people have said no to me. Wah. No, instead of doing that, why don't we start focusing on the 6 people that said yes? Because that's really what it's all about, right? You changed 6 people's lives. I mean, that's awesome. That's freaking amazing. 6 people's lives that you were able to change and get started on this journey. And now, I mean, that's amazing. What if you want to do more than that? What if you want to swing bigger? Okay, so how about you start doing 5 invites a day? Well, let's kick it up a notch, right? We're getting to the end of the year. It's time to kick it up a notch. So you invite 5 times a day for a month. That's 150 invites, okay? So with that same success rate of 10% success rate, instead of 6 people saying yes, now you've got 15 people that have said yes. 15 people that have said yes. And let's even pretend that your success rate is even smaller than 10%. 5% success rate with 150 invites gets you 7 people. Okay, you guys? So, but on the flip side, 7 people that say yes and 143 are going to tell you no. I mean, that kind of, we have to start to reframe and realize that, you guys, you are going to get so many people that tell you no, but you can't focus on those 143 no's. You have to focus on the 7 yeses and the lives that you're changing, okay? The bigger that you swing, the more no's that you face in your business, the more yeses you're going to face, and the more momentum you're going to build to move forward in your business, okay? So the more no's really is the more yeses. So instead of being afraid of failing and afraid of hearing no, you've got to really embrace it and see that the more no's you get is the more yeses. Okay. So, those people that you see who are hitting crazy, like Success Club 40, we're like, man, that person must just hear yes all day long. No, that person just hears a lot of freaking no's. That person probably hears hundreds of no's every month, you guys, to get those 20 people that say yes. So just remember that, okay? Don't focus on the yeses, like, wow, all of those people that, all those Success Club points or whatever, those people that whose lives they were able to change. You guys, we always see the highlight reel, right? But behind all of those yeses and those numbers, there's so much rejection and there's so many no's. So just know that if you're hearing no a lot, guess what? So is everybody else. And all you can do with that is continue to move forward, keep swinging, because you're only going to get to those yeses if you get a lot of no's. Okay. So now I kind of want to go into how are you going to be able to withstand those no's and that rejection and all of those struggles that we've talked about, you guys. And that's building your support team. Okay. So you really are going to need a support system when you get started with this business. And if you haven't, gotten a support team on board and maybe you've been a coach for a little while, get a support team together for yourself, because it's going to help you so much. Just like personal development and all those other things that I shared, that are going to help your tools in overcoming these struggles, your support team is a big part of that. So your spouse and your family, or those closest to you, make sure that you talk to them and you get them on board with your vision and your why and where you're going. Okay. So, one of the first things that I did when I first got started with coaching is I had a conversation with my husband, and I said, you know what, when I come home from work every night, I am going to have to put a lot of hours into this business because I want to build it. I don't want to be working this job anymore. He knew how much I hated my job. And I told him about that. I told him about how it made me feel going into that job every single day. And I told him about where I was going with my business. And you guys, it's hard. You got to remember that it's hard for our spouses and our family because they don't see the vision right away. Right. So for me, I just had to really sit down and have a conversation with him. And, this is a great little script that Katie had on her PowerPoint that she used for how you can bring this up to your family or your spouse or anybody close to you. And you say, you might not understand or trust this yet, but can you give me 6 months of your full support while I give it my all? And you got to remember that means if you're going to promise that to those people close to you, you've got to give it your all, you guys. You got to embrace all these things we've talked about, that emotional roller coaster, the ups and downs of what coaching is going to entail. Because you know what? Along with the struggles come some really great, amazing things, but you got to put all your effort into it. You got to give it your all. Okay. You can't be a half-assed coach and expect an amazing return from it. Okay. So a success partner, I cannot say enough how much having an accountability buddy, an accountability partner in this business will help you. I got super lucky when Emma approached me about being her success partner. But I know that Emma had a couple people that she had talked to or had been success partners that didn't work out with her before. So just know that the first person you talk to may or may not be your lifelong success partner. And maybe you have a couple, but you've got to find those accountability buddies, those people who are going to hold you accountable in your business. Okay. Emma and I talk, every single day, pretty much. And we always send each other, hey, this is what I'm doing today, and hold me accountable to this, or this is my goal for this week. And we should get back to this, Emma, but we used to have weekly calls where we would talk about our goals and what we wanted to hold each other accountable to for the week. And honestly, just having that accountability person who has the same goals as you and is going the same place that you're going to hold you accountable to these things is so important. Okay. So sometimes it's going to take finding a couple different people, but really having a success partner to go along this ride with you will help. Okay. Those supportive friends. I don't know about you guys. I don't have I definitely have those friends that aren't super supportive, but I do have the friends who maybe don't understand what Beachbody really is and how this all works, but they support the fact that I'm working hard at this and that I'm, building this business. I definitely have those great friends in my life who have my back. They don't know what this is and they don't want to join necessarily. They don't want to be coaches themselves, and that's okay, but they're there and they help me and they support me and support the fact that I'm an entrepreneur building my business. A mentor. Okay. So this can be like your upline coach or maybe your upline coach. Or it could be somebody completely outside of the Beachbody world, like Josh Coates. He's, both Emma and I's, mentor really in so many ways, so much more than just leadership. And having that person to kind of help guide you in your business, not necessarily like somebody just like be there and listen to you talk about, all of your problems, but somebody to really help you, guide you and, help you in moving forward and overcoming maybe those things that you're struggling with in your business, whether that's time management or, balancing everything, whatever. having a mentor, that person to help you really will make a huge difference. I know that Josh, as you know, Josh has been my mentor for a couple of months now, and he's completely changed my business. So having that person there really helps a ton. And of course, plugging into the team. You guys, I'm going to tell you all right now that you are freaking lucky being a part of me and Emma's team, because we have so many resources for you. And we have so much support and help and everything that you need to be successful. So plug into this team, plug into everything that we put together for you, because there are a lot of coaches out there that have no upline support, no team, no nothing, and that are building this business from by themselves, trying to do this thing on their own. So plug into these resources and everything that you've got, because this support team is going to help you in moving forward. Okay, so you guys, why is this all worth it? Why is this roller coaster, this up and down, dealing with these struggles worth it? I'm telling you right now that this is a hard journey, right? We just went over all these things that you're going to face, but it's so beyond worth all of the down parts of the roller coaster. Okay. Freedom. I think that's probably like the number one thing that every single coach that's listening to this call wants. And that's freedom, whether it's time freedom, financial freedom, freedom from, that 9-to-5 job, being able to, work when you want to work, having the flexibility of your schedule. One of the things I used to tell myself all the time is I wanted to be able to get my nails done at 11 a.m. on a Wednesday, because that was something that I could never do working my full-time job. And now, being able to do that in my business and having that flexibility to really craft my work days however I want, and having choice, really, that is what it's all about. Being able to choose how your work days look. Of course, we got to sit down and make sure we get our power hours in every single day and get things done, but being able to plan, your work around your life really is an amazing feeling. The financial opportunity. I mean, like I said, I don't know about you guys, but with my full-time job, I worked my freaking butt off for 1.5 years before I got a raise, and it was about $2 or $3 raise, which is pretty good actually for an hourly raise. But honestly, I can give myself that raise now as a coach because I work really hard at my business and I show up every day, which is what I was doing in my full-time job. I was working hard and I showed up every day. But you know what? Now as a business owner and going through all these ups and downs, being able to, you're the one that's in control of your raise, and you're the one that's in control of giving yourself a promotion. That's pretty awesome. And having that control over your destiny and where you're going, and not having that glass ceiling or people telling you, nope, you've reached your cap for your salary, whatever. Honestly, it's amazing. Personal growth. I say this all the time, but I feel like I have learned 10 times more in the 2 years that I've been a coach than the 4 years that I spent at the University of Washington. And I'm not even joking when I say that. Being a coach pushes you every single day. You guys heard me say, I wanted to tell you 1,000 times, personal development, right? I have learned so many things about myself. I've unlocked all these skills and grown these skills that I never knew I had, because being a coach requires you to constantly grow and work on yourself. And that's one of the things I love. I never would have learned how to be a leader and learn how to be more effective about managing my time and getting more things done in less time if I wasn't pushed to do personal development and pushed to be better every day as a coach. Friendships. You guys, I mean, that is probably one of my favorite things about this business. The friendships that I've made and the people that I've met on this team are some of the closest people in my life now. Emma was in my wedding. Sarah Chaluti and Carly Del Carlo flew all the way from, outside of Washington to come to my wedding. I mean, you can't get much more awesome than that, you guys. Like, the friendships and the bonds that you build with the team and everybody else is just life-changing. It really is. Fun. I mean, how many of you guys have been to a freaking Beachbody event? It is fun. I love all of the amazingly fun things that we get to do, the opportunities that we get to experience together as coaches. Emma and I were talking about this recently, and I put this collage together of all these places that we've been. We have been from the East Coast to the Midwest to the West Coast to freaking Mexico. We're going to Jamaica. I mean, the fact that I have traveled with this girl all across the country and gone to all these amazing events together, that's awesome, you guys. Purpose. I mean, the reason why I hated, one of the several reasons why I really didn't like my full-time job was because I was literally sitting there typing in numbers, working at retail position, was not changing people's lives. But today, when I wake up, this actually happened to me this morning, and I look in my challenge group and I see a girl has lost 7 pounds and she feels amazing for the first time in months. Yeah, that's a pretty cool feeling to know that you have a purpose, and that is to impact and change people's lives. So just know, you guys, that I get that this is hard and there are going to be some serious down struggles, but just know that we all are experiencing it, right? We all have these downward parts in our journey as a coach. And guess what? Unfortunately, they're never going to stop. But all these things that I listed here, this screen right here, you guys, all of these things are 10 times over worth it to go through those hard times. Okay. And maybe you haven't experienced all this stuff quite yet. Maybe you are still a newer coach, or you're just getting serious with your business and you haven't reached all these things. But you know what? You got to keep that vision in your head, and you've got to just trust the process and trust that it is worth it. Trust your coach and trust that little tiny voice in your head that brought you to this team, that voice in your head that brought you to this call and told you that you should give this coaching thing a try. Okay, so this is the most important slide, I think, of all of them, you guys. It's time to take action. It doesn't matter if you were on this call and listened and you thought it was great. If you don't go out there and implement this stuff that you learned, then it doesn't matter. So I want you to start to embrace the struggles of being a coach. Embrace those naysayers and those negative people, because you know why they feel the way they do, right? And hopefully, like I said, these things that we've talked about, you kind of realize and understand the perspective of those other people. Okay. I want you to reframe your struggles and your failures as learning experiences, and look at them as lessons that will help you move forward as a coach, that will help you become a better coach than you were yesterday. Because that's what those things are. That's why they're there. Lindsay Matway said this at Summit this year, and it's one of my favorite quotes. The things that happen in our lives do not happen to you. They happen for you. Okay. So all the bullshit that happens in this business and in your personal life, all of those things are happening not to you, they're happening for you. They're happening to build you into a stronger person, so that when you come across another struggle, you're able to overcome it. Okay. I want you to get off of this and start to build your success support team. Okay. So start looking for that success partner, have that talk with your spouse or family members or whatever. Okay. And just find those people that are going to be your support system in this business. Okay. Hold on, I think somebody just jumped on. And so also, I want you guys, Katie had this video playing in her presentation, but I knew this is going to be kind of long. So I want you guys to get off of this and go watch this video, because it's awesome. It's called How to Start a Movement, and I'll post the link and I'll share the link with you guys after this also. But it's all about how you've got to be the lone nut. You've got to be the person that's out there before everybody else, dancing by yourself, and slowly you're going to start to draw people to you. Slowly people are going to catch on and get it. Okay. You're going to have to be, though, that lone nut all by yourself, dancing, looking like a little bit of a fool and looking a little bit different. But just know that that's how you start a movement. That's how you start, and move forward in your business and make this something worthwhile. Okay. And I love this quote: DNA has nothing to do with success. Turn your jeans into overalls and get to work. I love that. I love that quote. Seriously, you guys. I mean, honestly, no other coach out of the 400,000 that are coaches in the Beachbody Network, none of them have some special DNA or special something in their blood that makes them more successful than you. You have every single tool. You have every single bit of potential to make this business amazing and be a top amazing coach and somebody that can achieve every single one of your goals. But you got to just know that it requires work. You got to turn your jeans into overalls and get to work. And it's all going to start with embracing these struggles and not letting them hold you back, and, using them as learning experiences, and, not letting those things hold you down, knowing that the struggles and the hard times happen because they're meant to help us move forward and become better coaches in this business. Okay. So, all of that being said, wow, just talked for an hour straight. Does anybody have any questions or concerns, or can you give me a thumbs up if that was helpful to you, or if this was a good call? I'm sure you guys are like, she just talked for an hour, so I'm going to raise my freaking thumb just because. But legitimately, I hope that this call was helpful, because like I said, I came across this and I was like, yep, our team needs to hear this. And it's because I think that sometimes we think that we're alone when we're coming across those down moments in the roller coaster and coming across these struggles. You think you're the only person that's dealing with it, but you're not. It's just a part of the ride. And the more that you can embrace it now, and like I said, start to reframe your failures and reframe the mistakes and the struggles and everything else, all those hard moments in this business, the more it's going to help you move forward. Okay. So, if nobody has any questions, I'm going to stop the recording. So thank you, everybody who watched the recording. I appreciate